Hey everybody, this is Doug Pfeiffer from Life and Purpose Behavioral Health and host of the Resilient Purpose podcast. So today I wanted to talk about a really fun topic for myself, something that I really enjoy, and we did an episode about it several episodes ago with Danny Almeida from Original Strength and Emily Tracewell, who's one of our employees, but also is the head coach of the Fort Fry volleyball team. And we talked about mental toughness. We talked about it on how to develop mental toughness in your kids, the role of parents, and all sorts of things. But I wanted to take today to talk about mental toughness and apply it to everyday life, not just sports, although obviously all these things can be used in sports, and mental toughness is most talked about in terms of sports, but just mental toughness as a whole in terms of how you live your life. I think it's going to be real key. So those that are seeking out mental health treatment, mental toughness is something that you can actually develop and build and foster in yourself. And I think I said in the podcast that I'm not excited about the word toughness as a part of it, but mental resilience, a resilient mindset, all are similar concepts when we talk about mental toughness. So today I'm going to talk about 6 concepts that come from a book called Soccer Brain. I know, why am I talking about a book called Soccer Brain? Well, it was written by a man named Daniel Abrams out of the UK. He's a sports psychologist. And in this book was about the coaching of a resilient mindset. So being able to coach soccer players in being able to have a strong soccer mindset, soccer brain. And there are these concepts that, although was geared towards soccer, he was a sports psychologist for soccer, but he also does golf, so would also work with golf. It is also really relevant to anything that we do. So I wanted to go over those things, and they were geared towards the coach, but I'm going to take this and modify it so it's more geared towards something that we can do individually. So the first thing, and shouldn't be very surprising to you, is to believe in yourself. Now, how do we do that? Most people that are probably seeking mental health treatment or trying to improve themselves might struggle with this concept of believing in yourself. Well, what I want to kind of really highlight here is to channel the power of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to change. So the fact that we know that the brain changes through our very last breath should give us hope that we can do better, that we can change our brain for the better, that we can make our life different than if we're unhappy with it. We can change our life for what we think is going to create health and wellness for ourselves. So if we know that the brain can change, then we know that we can change it. And so believing in yourself is really key. And some of these other concepts are going to support our ability to believe in yourself. So if we follow these other 5, our ability to believe in ourselves will be a ton easier. So second is to have fun. If you don't have fun in life, then how are you going to be resilient? I mean, we have to be able to enjoy life. We have to be able to embrace life and be able to live in a fun way through life. Otherwise, it's dreary, depressing life is hard to be resilient and mentally tough. So how do you know if you're having fun? Do you do things that are energizing and allow you to move and be involved and be with other people? Are you smiling? And I don't mean those fake smiles when people ask you to, smile for a picture where you're trying to really force it and we look weird when we do that, but the natural smile, the smile that just happens. Are we having fun with people? Because we can usually feel that, what it's like to really jive with somebody, to really feel connected with somebody. That is fun, to be with somebody and enjoy an activity together, being with a group of friends and just laughing together. Those are really good indicators that we're having fun. Do you have an energy boost from that activity, from what you're doing that was fun? Are you free? Are you living free? And what I mean by that is you're not thinking too much, you're not overthinking situations, that you're just freely just joining an activity without any thought going into it. Sometimes we think ourselves out of having fun. So do we just live free. In this book, he talks about the soccer player playing free. Same thing here. Do we go through life living free, trying to allow ourselves not to think too much into things, but just to go and do, just to go and live, just to go and have fun. So that's number 2. Number 3 is really about embracing mistakes and the negatives, allowing yourself to just have space for that negative experience, to a time to feel down. If you made a mistake and you struggle with something, give yourself time to feel through that negative experience and allow that emotion to work its way through and process and be filed away. There's a great saying that I like to tell my clients and just tell my coworkers and help people recognize is, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. We are going to experience pain, so we might as well learn to accept that pain and allow it just that kind of, allow ourselves to experience it, but not to suffer. The suffering comes from us, the extra pain we throw onto the original pain, the way we think ourselves into this painful emotion. Just being able to kind of accept the pain for what it is, live through it, just much as like you twist your ankle, you got to deal with that pain and let the pain kind of work through, and then it'll go away and it'll get better. I always tell people when I'm trying to help them get regulated is the pain will go away, it'll get better. I think of a time where one of my kids I coach gets hit with a soccer ball and it's really hurting that girl or that boy, and I always let them know the pain will get better, it will go away. Because I want their brain to recognize that this pain's not going to last forever. And sometimes our brain thinks that in those moments, which makes it hard to regulate and feel better. The 4th thing is really important, and I can't underemphasize this. It's hard work. Working at, setting goals, the things you want to accomplish, and then working hard at it. Anything that we want to get better at, we have to work hard for. I don't mean overworking yourself. I don't mean not taking breaks and rest. I mean working hard, but then the most important thing is quality work. So when you're doing work, make sure it's work that's really important for you accomplishing your goals. Work on things that are going to better yourself. Be conscious about the work that you're doing. Plan it out. Put it on your schedule. Make an effort, a conscious effort, like I am purposely going to try to work on this. All those things are going to be really important to creating mental toughness. Set a goal that stretches you but doesn't overwhelm you. Achieve that goal, boom, you're building some mental toughness because you're teaching your brain that I can learn, I can grow, I can get stronger. So, but you have to work hard at it. We can't just wait for things to just happen in our lives. We have to go out and get things and do things. So that's going to be really important. Number 5 is to focus on our strengths. Now, I want you to go on a talent hunt for yourself, a talent hunt. It's so easy for us to just identify all things that we have problems with. It's harder for us to go on those talent hunts. Now, I don't mean LeBron James, Sidney Crosby talent hunts. I mean talent hunts, things that you're good at. Now, if the only thing you're good at is that you can rock a piece of toast in the toaster and, benefit from having a really nice piece of toast, that is something, that is a start. From there we can build on to adding some scrambled eggs, and we can build on to maybe even turn it into an omelet at some point and throw in some vegetables and cheese and all that stuff and make a really great breakfast. We always start somewhere and we build from there. There's my friends at Original Strength, they always talk about starting from a place of good and then going better, best. So it doesn't matter where we start, it's a place of good, and then we can get better, and then we can have our best self in regards to whatever talent or strength that we are working with. So focus on your strengths, find those strengths, no matter how small they are, find them and let's build from them. If we can build off our strengths and not focus so much on all our problems and the things that we're struggling with, we can create mental toughness, because when we face a problem, we have these strengths over here that says, you know what, it's okay that I'm having this problem because look at all these strengths that I have, and we got to build those strengths. Take advantage of things that we're already good at and build off of that rather than trying to create something from scratch. So focus on your strengths. The last thing I wanted to kind of focus on kind of goes with space for the negatives, but gain fuel from adversity. So how we view adversity will determine our mental toughness. If we see adversity as a bad thing, as something that we should never have, when it happens, it's going to cause a lot of pain for us, and it's going to really make it hard for us to bounce back. So we have to look at adversity as a learning opportunity. I don't necessarily mean traumas and adversities. I mean, we maybe had ideas about something in our life going a certain way and it didn't go that way. We made mistakes. We had certain problems in our life. We had a bad day at work, things like that. What can we learn from that adversity? How can we take that adversity and turn it into something positive and worthwhile? Don't let these opportunities to learn go to waste. So anytime we have a problem, anytime we make mistakes, there's an opportunity to learn and get stronger and better at it. So how we view adversity plays a huge role. Even in our most difficult traumas, what can we learn from those traumas? How can we recognize certain things about ourselves from those traumas that are going to improve things in our life? I always talk about people that have lots of severe trauma that they're really struggling with, but they come to therapy to get help. That is huge. That means they're a survivor. That's a strength. That's really important. So even the most difficult times in our life, we can learn from it and actually turn it into something positive and worthwhile. So, embrace the mistake. Don't make excuses about the mistake. Don't blame others, and don't shame yourself. Don't shame yourself and just treat yourself poorly because something bad happened or because something didn't go the way you wanted it. Say, it happened, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to turn it into something positive. So to summarize the 6 concepts: believe in yourself, have fun, allow for space for the negatives and time to feel down, hard work and quality work, focus on your strengths, and fuel from the adversity. So I'm hoping that this is something that is helpful for you, and you guys are going to be a little bit more mentally tough going out of this video than coming in. And if you guys like this, please comment and let us know, and give us feedback on how we're doing and whether these things are helpful for you or not. So take care, everybody, and I'll talk to you again soon.